So, in previous class, I explained you about the Bernoulli's theorem. What is Bernoulli's theorem? It is the law of conservation of energy for the flowing liquid, and according to it, and here everywhere we have taken the ideal liquid. Ideal liquid means which is zero viscous and which is zero compressible. So, when an ideal liquid flows through a tube of non-uniform cross section, then at every cross section this will remain constant, P plus 1 upon 2 rho V square plus rho GH. At every cross section the value of this, it is a relation between P, V and H, that will remain constant. Suppose you have taken this cross section. So, what is H here? H is the height of the center of cross section from some reference horizontal level. What is P? P is the pressure at this cross section. What is V? V is the velocity of flow, and rho is the density of liquid. Now these things are the energies possessed by the flowing liquid. It is the pressure energy per unit volume. This is the kinetic energy per unit volume. As you know that rho is what? Rho is density. Density means mass upon volume. Means it is the mass of unit volume. Rho is mass of unit volume. And this is the expression of kinetic energy. So, kinetic energy of flowing liquid per unit volume, and it is potential energy of flowing liquid per unit volume. Means flowing liquid possesses three type of energies. One is the pressure energy. What is the pressure energy? It is the work done which is required for the flow of liquid in the tube. Half rho V square plus rho GH. It's clear? Means according to the Bernoulli's theorem, when an ideal liquid flows through a tube of non-uniform cross section, then its total energy per unit volume at every cross section will remain constant. It's clear? Now see here we will take one special case when suppose the liquid is not flowing. Liquid is not flowing, then V equals to 0. V will be 0, that is P plus half rho, P plus rho GH, that will be constant. There will be no term of the kinetic energy. It's clear? Now see here we have taken two cross section. Here the height of this cross section you can take as H2. Here height of this cross section is H1 and height of this cross section as H2. It is clear? Here pressure we have taken P1 and here pressure is P2. Already I have told that in case of the static liquid, P1 minus P2 will be equal to what? Here we will remember that we will always take mass of unit volume, because these terms are for unit volume. Pressure energy per unit volume, kinetic energy per unit volume. So, what is the mass of unit volume? It is rho. So, P1 minus P2 will be equal to rho GH in the static liquid I have told. Now, here we will use Bernoulli's theorem when the liquid is at rest. So, at this cross section what will be the total energy? P1 plus rho GH1. Here at this cross section what will be the total energy? It will be P2 plus rho GH2. So, what is P1 minus P2? When you will simplify, it will be rho G within bracket H2 minus H1. And what is H2 minus H1? It is the height difference. It is the difference of height. Means this. This will be equal to H. It's clear? That is equals to P1 minus P2 equals to rho GH. It will be equal to rho into G into H. Now all of you note down. So now we will see the Bernoulli's theorem for a horizontal tube. What is the meaning of horizontal tube? Here this is a tube of non-uniform cross section. Its cross section is not same, but the center of every cross section, if you join center of all the cross section, then they are lying along the same horizontal line. They are lying along the same horizontal line. Means what will be their height from some reference level? Here height will be equal to this. Here height will be equal to this. What will be the relation? Relation between H1 and H2. H1 and H2 both will be equal. It is clear. Now when H1 and H2 is equal, here other terms are same. Here velocity of flow is V1. Here velocity of flow is V2. Density of liquid which is flowing here rho, and here pressure is P1 and here pressure is P2. So see here, what is the total energy of flowing liquid at this cross section? So that will be equal to P1 plus half rho V1 square plus rho G H1. And at this cross section it will be P2 plus half rho V2 square plus rho G H2. Since the tube is placed horizontally means height of center of cross section of every cross section is same from the reference level. Means H1 is equal to H2, and when H1 is equal to H2, this will be cancelled. It is clear. So now P1 minus P2 will be equal to what? Or first you see this. From here you will get that P1 plus half rho V1 square equals to P2 plus half rho V2 square. Means we can conclude that at every cross section of the horizontal tube, this will be constant. If the tube is placed horizontally, then at every cross section P plus half rho V square is constant. What is V? V is the velocity of flow at that cross section. Now you can see here, its total is constant. It means if this component increases, then what will happen to this component? P. It will decrease. It's clear? Because the total is having the same value always. Total is having same value always. Means if velocity increases, pressure will decrease. It's clear? Means more the velocity of flow, more the velocity of flow at any cross section, less will be the pressure. Will be pressure at that cross section. At that cross section. It's clear? Provided the tube is arranged horizontally. If the tube is arranged horizontally, then more the velocity, less will be the pressure. Or lesser the velocity, more will be the pressure. Now this we will use in case of the Venturi meter. What is Venturi meter? You note down this. Now this is Venturi meter is one device which is based on the Bernoulli's theorem, and with the help of Venturi meter we can determine the rate of flowing liquid at any cross section. Now see here, what is Venturi meter? Venturi meter is a device which is based on the Bernoulli's theorem, and with the help of Venturi meter we can determine the rate of flow of liquid at some depth. It's clear? Now see here, rate of flow means, what is the meaning of rate of flow? So rate of flow means it is the volume of liquid flowing per unit time. वॉल्यूम ऑफ लिक्विड फ्लोइंग पर यूनिट टाइम, Q इक्वल्स टू V अपॉन T. हाउ मच वॉल्यूम ऑफ लिक्विड पासेज थ्रू एनी क्रॉस सेक्शन इन ए गिवन टाइम, किसी क्रॉस सेक्शन से कितने वॉल्यूम का लिक्विड, दिस इज वॉल्यूम, दिस इज नॉट स्पीड हियर, इट इज क्लियर. Volume of liquid passes through any cross section, and I already know that it is equal to what? It is equal to area of cross section into velocity of flow. Area of cross section into velocity of flow. For example, here this is a tube and this is a cross section whose area is A and velocity of flow is V. Velocity of flow is V. It means how much length of liquid column will cross to this cross section in 1 second? V length का. अगर क्या है, velocity of flow is 5 सेंटीमीटर पर सेकेंड, मीनिंग क्या है, 1 सेकेंड में 5 सेंटीमीटर का लिक्विड कॉलम इसको क्या कर जाएगा, क्रॉस कर जाएगा. सो व्हाट विल बी द वॉल्यूम करेस्पॉन्डिंग टू दैट लेंथ? सो वॉल्यूम हियर शेप विल बी इन द सिलिंड्रिकल शेप. So volume will be equal to area of cross section multiplied by length. It's clear? So by determining this product, area of cross section multiplied by the speed of flow multiplied by the velocity of the flow will be the volume of liquid passing through any cross section in a given time. और जितना एक क्रॉस सेक्शन से वॉल्यूम ऑफ लिक्विड पास होगा उतना ही क्या होगा, will pass from the other cross section. From which principle? Equation of continuity. Equation of continuity. So see here, venturimeter is a device with the help of which we can determine the rate of flow of liquid at some depth. If you see the river, then the flow of water at the top surface, at the topmost layer, flow of water is more. But as you go deeper and deeper, what will happen? Flow of water will decrease. फ्लो ऑफ वाटर क्या हो जाएगा, डिक्रीज हो जाएगा. सबसे ऊपर क्या है, रेट ऑफ फ्लो क्या है, अधिक है. नीचे जाने पर रेट ऑफ फ्लो कम हो जाता है. कितना वॉल्यूम ऑफ वाटर पर सेकेंड कहीं से पास हो रहा है, कितने क्यूसेक वाटर पास हो रहा है, हाउ विल यू फाइंड? यू कैन डिटरमाइन विद द हेल्प ऑफ वेंचुरीमीटर. नाउ सी हियर दिस इज ए ट्यूब, a broader tube having a very narrow construction at the middle. There is a broader tube like this which is having a very narrow construction. Construction means a small passage, means tube becomes narrow at the middle. At the middle it becomes narrow. It is clear? And here what is the foremost requirement of this? This tube should be arranged horizontally at that depth. जिस डेप्थ पर हमको फाइंड आउट करना है, ट्यूब को हॉरिजॉन्टली अरेंज करेंगे. बिकॉज वी आर गोइंग टू विच रिलेशन, P plus half rho V square equals to constant. It is clear? So see here this is a tube of wider cross section having a very narrow passage at the middle. Now there are two vertical tubes are mounted here which are graduated in centimeter or in meter. Two vertical tubes, ये vertical tubes mounted हैं. Here there is a hole and over that hole a vertical tube is mounted which is graduated in centimeter. Similarly here also there is a hole, you can see this is also a hole, and over this another vertical tube is mounted. What is the purpose, that I will tell you afterwards. You can see here. Now here cross section is this. This is the cross section, and here cross section is this. It's clear? This cross section you can take its area as A1. Here area is A2. Here velocity of flow we have taken V1, and velocity of flow here equals to V2. It's clear? It is velocity of flow is V2, and Normally we measure the rate of flow of water, and water is almost non-viscous liquid. Its viscosity is very small. Well, its viscosity of water is very small. It is clear. जिसकी फ्लूइडिटी अधिक होगी, जो इजिली फ्लूइड फ्लो कर लेगा, उसकी विस्कोसिटी क्या होगी? लो होगी. So water is having very low viscosity and it is almost zero compressible also. It cannot be compressed very much. Means water is more close to the ideal liquid. It is clear. And here this water is flowing. It is flowing steadily. If there is no turbulence, अगर कोई turbulence नहीं है, कोई बीच में ऑब्स्ट्रक्शन नहीं है, तो तुमने देखा होगा वाटर क्या है, रिवर्स में बहुत ही स्मूथली फ्लो करता है. देखा है कि नहीं? कोई चीज़ रख दो, क्या होता है, बड़ी आसानी से फ्लो होते हुए चला जाता है. अगर कोई आगे पत्थर ना आ जाए, पत्थर आ जाएगा तो क्या हो जाएगा? टर्बुलेंस क्रिएट हो जाएगा. टर्बुलेंस मीन्स वाटर विल रोटेट. इट्स क्लियर. वहाँ पर क्या हो जाएंगी? लहरें बन जाएंगी, जिनको कहते हैं. सो सी here we have taken pressure as P1 and at this pressure is P2. Now from the principle of continuity we know that A1 V1 V equals to A2 V2. This we know. It's clear. Density of liquid, density of water or any liquid we have taken rho. Here in order to measure the rate of flow of water, we have arranged it horizontally just below to the free surface. Not very much deeper. Just below to the free surface, it has been arranged horizontally in this way. It's clear. Now see here A1 is more or A2 is more. So you can see A1 is greater than A2. A1 is greater than A2, so now V1 will be more or V2 will be more? V2 will be more. Why? Because A into V is constant. From the principle of continuity we know A और V का product क्या होता है? Constant. So since A1 is bigger, therefore V1 will be smaller. Means V1 will be smaller than V2. It's clear. But already we know that for horizontal tube P plus half rho V square, it is constant. P plus half rho V square is constant. So if V is more, V is increasing, so what will happen to the pressure? यहां से यहां तक जाने में V बढ़ रहा है, प्रेशर को क्या होगा? डिक्रीज करेगा, क्योंकि दोनों का टोटल क्या है? कांस्टेंट है. प्रेशर इज डिक्रीजिंग मीन्स विच वन विल बी मोर, P1 और P2? P1 will be more. P1 will be more than P2. And P1 is more than P2. So what will happen? Here water will rise up to the greater height. Here water in this capillary tube, these are the capillary tube of hollow tube of very small diameter. Water will rise up to the greater height. While here also there is water. Water is flowing here. It's clear. Here water will fall up to the smaller height. What will be the height difference here? This height difference is equal to h. And this will be corresponding to what? It will be corresponding to the pressure difference at these two cross sections. It will be corresponding to the pressure difference between these two cross sections. Suppose pressures are same, then both the heights will be same. And when both the heights will be same, there is no pressure difference. It's clear. Greater the height difference, greater the level difference. Greater is the level difference. What will be? More will be the pressure difference. It's clear. Or you can say here that P1 minus P2 will be equal to what? It will be equal to rho into G into H. Here everywhere we will take the mass of unit volume. It's clear? Mass of unit volume. Pressure difference will be equal to P1 minus P2 equals to rho into G into H. This thing is clear? So now see here from Bernoulli's theorem. From Bernoulli's theorem. You can see P1 प्लस हाफ रो V1 स्क्वायर. हमको फाइंड आउट क्या करना है? हमको फाइंड आउट करना है रेट ऑफ फ्लो. रेट ऑफ फ्लो कैसे फाइंड आउट कर सकते हैं? बाय डिटरमाइनिंग द प्रोडक्ट ऑफ ए एंड वी एट एनी क्रॉस सेक्शन. इधर यू डिटरमाइन हियर और डिटरमाइन देयर. मीन्स या तो हम डिटरमाइन कर लें A1 V1 और you determine A2 V2. That will be the rate of flow. It is clear? So see here from Bernoulli's theorem, P1 plus half rho V1 square equals to P2 plus half rho V2 square. There is no term of rho GH. Why? Rho GH का term नहीं है. क्यों नहीं है? Because height is same. Tube is arranged horizontally. It is clear. So what will be P1 minus P2 from here? P1 minus P2. Why do we write P1 minus P2? Because P1 is greater. So it will be equal to 1 upon 2 rho V2 square minus 1 upon 2 rho V1 square. This is clear. You take out 1 upon 2 rho common. When you will take out 1 upon 2 rho V1 square common. See here. Here in the right hand side we have taken half rho V1 square common. So what will you get in the inside the bracket? Who can tell? 1 upon 2 rho तो common ही है, दोनों में present है. You have also taken out V1 square common. What will be left inside the bracket? V2 square upon V1 square. V2 square upon V1 square minus 1. It is clear? Now from here this relation A1 V1 equals to A2 V2. You know, since A1 V1 equals to A2 V2. So what will be A1 upon A2? A1 upon A2 will be equal to V2 upon V1. So what will be V2 square upon V1 square? A1 square upon A2 square. So in place of V2 square upon V1 square, you substitute A1 square upon A2 square. This is clear? You will substitute A1 square upon A2 square. So that I am going to substitute here. I will write. You can see. Here when you will substitute P1 minus P2 equals to 1 upon 2 rho V1 square, and here inside the bracket A1 square upon A2 square minus 1. But already you have recorded from here by measuring this height difference. By measuring this height difference, you have found that P1 minus P2 equals to rho GH. It is equal to rho GH. So we will substitute here rho GH equals to 1 upon 2 rho V1 square, and you simplify this bracket A1 square minus A2 square divided by A2 square. It's clear? So rho and rho will be cancelled because it is present in both the sides. You can see here rho and rho will be cancelled. If you determine the value of V1 from here, what will be V1 square? V1 square equals to 2GH A2 square upon A1 square minus A2 square. It's clear? How will you determine? You bring 2 in this side, A2 square also in this side. So it will be 2GH into A2 square upon A1 square minus A2 square. You note down. So what will be V1? V1 will be equal to, when you have to take the square root. When you will take the square root, it will be equal to what? A2 within square root sign 2GH upon A1 square minus A2 square. So V1 we have calculated. So what will be the rate of flow? A1 into V1. A1 into V1. So see here, therefore rate of flow Q equals to A1 into V1. Substitute the value of V1. What will you get? A1 A2 root 2GH upon A1 square minus A2 square. This is the rate of flow. So from this expression you can see, from here you can see that everything is known to you. A1 is known, A2 is known, this is known, only you have to determine the value of H. By determining the value of H, you can determine the rate of flow. It is clear? What will be the average rate of flow? So that can be obtained with the help of this. It is clear? And why do we say average? Because liquid is not 100% ideal. It is clear? It is not 100% ideal. So you will get the average rate of flow. That will be, which will be very close to the true value of rate of flow. It is clear? So now I am going to discuss another problem on based on the Bernoulli's theorem. It is the velocity of efflux. Velocity of efflux. Efflux means it is the outward flow of liquid. Outward flow of liquid. Flow of liquid. Outward flow of liquid means एक बंद डिब्बे से या खुले डिब्बे से क्या है, लिक्विड बाहर फ्लो कर रहा है। एक बंद डिब्बे से या खुले डिब्बे से लिक्विड क्या है, बाहर फ्लो कर रहा। वी विल फाइंड आउट दिस वेलोसिटी v1. इट्स क्लियर? एंड वी विल आल्सो फाइंड दैट ऑन विच फैक्टर दिस वेलोसिटी डिपेंड। ये वेलोसिटी किस फैक्टर पर डिपेंड कर रही है। इट्स क्लियर? सो हियर इनिशियली वी हैव टेकन ए क्लोज्ड कंटेनर. Here area of cross section we have taken A1, and here this is the cross section we have taken as A2. This container, this closed container is containing the liquid up to the height capital H, and there is an orifice. Orifice means a very fine hole. Orifice means a very fine hole. Though I have made a hole of larger area of cross section, but it is a very fine hole. It's clear? एक कंपास से लेके क्या है, प्लास्टिक के कैन में हम छेद कर दें, वो ओरिफिस हो जाएगा। इट्स क्लियर? सो दिस इज ए वेरी फाइन होल. इट्स क्लियर? विच इज सिचुएटेड एट व्हाट डेप्थ? एट h डेप्थ बिलो टू द फ्री सरफेस. इट्स क्लियर? हियर वी हैव assumed that the liquid which is contained in this is an ideal liquid. Liquid which is contained here, it is an ideal liquid. And see here, so what will be from Bernoulli's theorem? Total energy of flowing liquid at the top layer will be equal to the total energy of flowing liquid at this cross section. At this cross section, what type of force is acting? So see here, since you have made one hole here, so atmosphere will exert the pressure here. Atmosphere will exert the pressure here, atmospheric pressure. But here, atmospheric pressure is not acting. It's clear? It is not acting. Here, what pressure is acting? At that pressure at which it has been enclosed. जिस प्रेशर पर इसको इनक्लोज किया गया है, वो प्रेशर एक्ट करता है। आए समझे? जैसे तुमने देखा होगा कोल्ड ड्रिंक की बॉटल्स में क्या है, कोल्ड ड्रिंक्स आर पैक्ड एट हाइयर प्रेशर, मीन्स मोर देन द एटमॉस्फेरिक प्रेशर, मोर देन द एटमॉस्फेरिक प्रेशर. That's why what happens when you will open the cold drink bottle, what will happen? Pressure will greatly reduce, and when pressure will reduce, so volume will increase. और वॉल्यूम इंक्रीज करता है तो वो क्या है, एकदम से बहुत सा झाग क्या है, बाहर आ जाता है. सो सी हियर, Here, when you will apply the Bernoulli's theorem, what is the total energy here? Total energy here at the top layer will be equal to pressure is P naught. This is the pressure energy per unit volume plus 1 upon 2 rho into V square. What is rho? Rho is the density of liquid plus potential energy will be equal to rho GH. Rho GH. It's clear? Now here it will be equal to what? Pressure is PA plus 1 upon 2 rho V1 square plus rho G, and what is the height from the base? From here, this is situated at small h depth. So what will be the height? Height will be capital H minus small h. Capital H minus small h. It's clear? So you can see here. So on simplifying, but before that you can see one more thing. From principle of continuity, we know that A1 V1 equals to A2 V2. A1 V1 is equal to A2 V2. If you compare the cross-sectional area here and here, you can find here A2 is much more larger than A1. A2 is much more larger than A1 because this is orifice. Orifice means a very fine hole. Means A2 is having a very large value as compared to A1. And when it is so, then what will be? V2 will be very, very smaller than V1. And when V2 will be very, very smaller than V1, you can take V2 equals to almost 0. V2 can be taken almost 0. Means we can assume that liquid is not flowing here. Liquid is not flowing here. And actually it will not flow here because there is no, here it is bounded. Inside the container it is bounded. So here there will be no flow. Now see here, therefore you can remove this term from here. This term can be removed. When you will remove this term, what will you get? P naught plus rho GH equals to PA plus 1 upon 2 rho V1 square, and when you will open that, rho GH minus rho G small h. It's clear? Now you can see here rho GH and rho GH will be cancelled. This can be cancelled. Now you simplify further, you have to determine the value of V1. So except term of V1, you will bring all other terms in one side. So you can see here P naught minus PA minus rho GH, so it will become plus rho GH equals to 1 upon 2 rho V1 square. You can see here P naught minus PA, have you got? P naught minus PA plus rho GH equals to 1 upon 2 rho into V1 square. It's clear? So what will be V1 square from here? V1 square will be equals to 2 P naught minus PA plus 2 rho GH. You can see once again, you multiply each term by 2. So when you will multiply this by 2, it will become 2 times of P naught minus PA. What is P naught? It is the pressure acting at the top surface. It will become 2 rho GH, and from here 2 will vanish. So what will be V1 here? V1 equals to, you can see, it is equals to 2 P naught minus PA plus 2 rho GH. It's clear? Upon rho also. This is rho V1 square. This is rho V1 square. You can see here. From here, rho V1 square you multiplied by 2. Now divided by rho. So we have got this relation. Now we will discuss to this relation. It's clear? This is square root here. थोड़ा गड़बड़ हो गया. Yes, now it may be clear. So you can see here, I am writing here in this side. Yes, now it is clear. It's clear. So V1 equals to within square root 2 P naught minus PA plus 2 rho GH upon rho. Now all of you see here. Suppose P naught is much more greater than PA. जैसे क्या होता है रॉकेट में जो फ्यूल फिल किया जाता है उसका प्रेशर क्या होता है? It is much more greater than PA. And why it becomes much more greater than PA? Because when rocket fuel will burn, then large amount of gases will produce. Large amount of gases will produce in that small volume. Because of that pressure will be increased. Pressure क्या हो जाएगा? बहुत अधिक हो जाएगा. It's clear? And when P naught is much more greater than PA, then we can neglect to this term rho GH. Rho GH can be neglected. And when that will be neglected, then velocity will depend upon what? It will depend upon the pressure of the closed container. It's clear? Pressure of the closed container. Because as soon as you will open it, what will happen? P naught will become equal to PA. P naught will become equal to PA. ये प्रेशर बाहर के प्रेशर से तभी डिफर करेगा जब ये बंद है, जब ये क्या है? क्लोज्ड है. So when in a closed container, when P naught is much more greater than PA, then V1 will depend on pressure of container. Container in which the liquid is enclosed. It is clear? In which the liquid is enclosed. It is clear? Now see here. Torricelli theorem is regarding the open container. Torricelli theorem is regarding the open container. Now what is Torricelli theorem? So see here. When a body is falling freely from the height small h, when a body is falling freely from the height small h, what will be its velocity after falling small h height, after falling this height? इतनी हाइट गिरने के बाद क्या वेलोसिटी होगी बॉडी की? We can use the third equation because under gravity v square equals to u square is 0 square plus 2gh. So what will be v? It will be equals to square root 2gh. It will be equal to square root 2gh. It is clear? When a body is falling from height h freely under gravity, then velocity acquired by the body will be equal to root 2gh. According to the Torricelli theorem, velocity of flow, now all of you see here, according to the Torricelli theorem, velocity of flow from an orifice situated in the side of an open container, velocity of flow from an orifice situated in the side of an मतलब on the side walls of an open container will be equal to the velocity achieved by the freely falling body from that height, will be equal to velocity achieved by the freely falling body. See here, you can write down Torricelli theorem. According to it, velocity of flow from an orifice situated at depth h some depth on the side wall of a open container, side wall of an open container. Container should be open, will be equal to velocity of flow, will be equal to velocity of flow, velocity of a freely falling body, velocity of a achieved by falling body from that height It's clear. From that height means at which the orifice is situated. It's clear. Now here orifice is situated at what depth? H. So what will be the velocity achieved by a freely falling body? When it falls from h height, it will be equal to root 2 gh. इस फार्मूले से वही आना चाहिए, इस फार्मूले से वही आना चाहिए. Now when the container is open, you can write P naught equals to PA. It is clear or not? Why? Because here also now atmospheric pressure is acting. P naught equals to PA. And when P naught will become equal to PA, you see to this relation. What will happen to the bracket? Bracket will become 0, 2 within bracket P naught minus PA. P naught minus PA will become 0. Means this bracket will become 0. Now 2 rho GH upon rho means what? 2 GH means V1 equals to root 2 GH. So now this part, one part of this chapter has finished. You can do the numericals for this part. It is clear. Next part is viscosity. So that I will do tomorrow.